As a yoga teacher, have you ever wanted to use AI to make your message go farther, your classes easier, and this whole online thing a lot more easy to figure out? Well, this is exactly what I'm going to share with you today. So let's go ahead and dive into how you can use ChatGPT and Google Gemini to move faster and farther in your yoga teaching. Let's get started. So we're going to look at two major chatbots today. This one here is called Google Gemini, and this one here is ChatGPT. Now for right now, I'm just going to show you ChatGPT 3.5, and we'll also look at just the basic Google Gemini. But essentially a chatbot is able to take what you share with it and predict the right response based on a bunch of information from the internet, plus the predictability of the words based on what you say and what other people say. So if we just say something like hello, it'll start a conversation with us. And we might say like, okay, say you're interested in learning about two different styles of yoga. So we might say, compare yin, there we go, and Java Mukti yoga. Okay, so we're just going to compare these, and we have right here a little summary. They're quite different approaches and focus. Yin focuses on holding passive poses for an extended period and connective tissue such as ligaments and tendons, promoting flexibility and relaxation. Java Mukti combines various physical practice with spiritual and ethical components, often includes chanting, meditation, philosophy. Classes are known for their challenging sequences, music, and incorporation of teachings from ancient yoga text. Okay, so now just to kind of give you a little bit of contrast here, we're going to copy this initial prompt and toss it into Google Gemini. Okay, now you can access Google Gemini with your Google account from gemini.google.com. And let's just get that sent off here. And we can immediately see that before we even read it, that we've got a slightly different outlook here. So here we're going to break it down by yin yoga, then what the focus, pace, benefits, and who it's for are. And then we do the same with Java Mukti, right? So focus here targets connective tissue and improves flexibility. Pace is slow and passive, 3 to 5 or more minutes. Whereas Java Mukti, it's energetic and fast-paced. Vinyasa sequences link breath with movement and build strength, stamina, flexibility, promoting mental clarity and emotional well-being. Right? So here's where they're similar. So you can just see between the two of these the fair difference of contrast in the presentation, but the overall text is fairly similar. Now, this is pretty basic. This kind of prompt isn't going to get you very far in terms of deep content. It's going to give you summary level content because it's a summary level question. If we were to say it once more, at the anatomic level for increasing flexibility to do the splits, okay, let's see what it gives us now. It can help with flexibility in achieving splits, but target the body in different ways. Okay, so here we get the focus again. Lengthens fascia and connective tissue. That's true. Held for 3 to 5 minutes, create gentle stress on fascia around muscles and joints. This encourages the fascia to lengthen and adapt over time, increasing range of motion, which is true. That's one of the major benefits of yin yoga. Targets areas for splits. Yin yoga focuses on the inner thighs, hamstrings, and hip flexors. These are key areas for achieving both front splits and side splits. Here in Java Mukti, builds strength and flexibility through active movement. Vinyasa sequences dynamically stretch and activate muscles. This increases blood flow, warming up muscles and encouraging them to lengthen. Java poses target a wider range of muscles, including hamstrings, glutes, hip flexors, etc. Strengthening these muscles helps supports the body in deeper stretches. Okay, so you can see here that now we go into a bit of a deeper series of insights, right? Combining for success, important notes. That's great. It's a little bit extra. Now, okay, so like this is cool from a informative educational standpoint, right? You've learned a little something about yin yoga and Javamukti, but you can take this to the next level. We could continue asking all kinds of comparison questions between the two styles. We could incorporate a third style, ask about Kriya Yoga or Vinyasa or Hatha or Ashtanga or Tantra or whatever, right? But I want to show you a little bit about how this can hop over to the next part of what you're doing as a yoga teacher, right? So for myself, one thing that I often struggle with as being a digital yoga teacher is posting consistently. And one of the things that can be helpful for this is having AI come up with either topics or first drafts of content for my content, right? For my social. So here, let's take a bit of a look at it, and we will dive into this a little further. So if we say, based on the comparison, create a 10-day social media calendar for Instagram. Right, so you can see that, again, we're making this transition, and this is a really important part of the AI use here, and this is why it's such a big deal. It's why you're seeing it on TV, it's why you're hearing about it everywhere, and it's why all kinds of people are using it for their different professions and their work, because you can quickly carry on the conversation and apply what the topic of the conversation is to multiple actions that you need to do. And it's not necessarily that you're going to, use everything that it gives you. The point is you can use it as a starting ground, see what you get, and then if you like it, use it. And if you don't, here's the key part. Ask it to refine what it's given you with a specific with a specific change that you want. This is kind of the important part. Okay, so 10-day Instagram yoga challenge, unlock your splits. Day 1 intro. So here's a post, what the photo should be, or the content. Eye-catching graphic with the text, 10-day yoga challenge, unlock your splits. Briefly explain the challenge and its benefits. And then here it does that, and you can see at the bottom, it's got a couple hashtags that are relevant for that. So it's a decent post. It's not going to be super deep in the caption because we haven't been talking very deeply about a specific topic in Javamukti for the splits, right? So we weren't talking about, say, the theory of alignment for the splits in yin versus no theory of alignment in yin, right? Or the extensive use of props for splits in yin, and how Javamukti might use those differently, right? Or the fact that in yin, all the muscles are completely relaxed and the asanas are held for several minutes. That's going to change your approach when you're doing splits in yin. And yes, you can do splits in yin yoga. So, you can see here the post, right? Photo or video demonstrating a yin yoga pose targeting inner thighs. It even suggests one. And then here it starts pulling in the captions again as well. So, I did a 10-day one. You could do a 5-day, a 10-day, a 15-day, a 20-day, whatever. You could also ask Google Gemini or ChatGPT. I'm just doing it in Google Gemini because this is the one I ended up staying in. But we could do this in ChatGPT as well. So a big part here would be like, okay, we've got this one for Instagram. Hypothetically, well, not hypothetically, I have done this, but if you were posting on multiple platforms, you might also ask it, okay, give me a 10-day social media post calendar for posting on YouTube or TikTok or X or whatever other platform you're currently using. And this can be beneficial because it might not seem like it, but different social media platforms offer different things, target different things, and they each have their own little corner of why they do what they do, right? So, for example, people tend not to go to TikTok for learning. They tend to go there for entertaining. That's why the content is short and flashy and funny and very engaging. Whereas on YouTube, the content is often, you can get a lot of short, engaging content as well, but a lot of accounts that are bigger tend to have longer form content like podcasts or shows or more in-depth videos, and that's a really big part of what the platforms are going after and who their audiences are. Okay, so just as a heads up, if you're going to be like sharing classes and stuff, YouTube's a great place for that because it's longer form, right? It's longer time. But if you're sharing like quick tips or your outfit or, 3 quick tips for doing a certain pose, then TikTok and Instagram are going to be better for that kind of thing. If you're somewhere really beautiful and you just want to show off a few pictures, amazing. TikTok and Instagram are going to be where you want to do that. But if you're doing a class in a really beautiful place, YouTube is going to be where you want to post that full video, but you might show like highlights or time lapses on TikTok and Instagram. So just something to bear in mind, that you could use these pieces of content suggestions here on multiple platforms, but you also could request a calendar for a specific platform. And, this kind of takes us to the next step. So, one thing I talked about previously on lives is using AI to help you with your niche, right? And to do this, you can get a very powerful insight into what a specific group of people are looking for. So let's say that I'm a yin yoga teacher who loves helping people overcome low back pain, especially women between the ages of, let's say, 35 to 50, who have sciatic pain or sciatica. These women sit a lot and want to release their low back tension. They live in Western Europe, make 60,000, we could make that euros, 60,000 per year or more. They value their health, getting support, and being part of we could say avatar, or we could say customer persona or something like that. We could say both. Create an avatar / customer. include their values, points of hesitation, and priorities. Let's see what we get. So you can see that was quite a lengthy prompt, and that's fine, right? This is a big part of why these AIs are so powerful, is because you can provide a very specific, detailed, lengthy, organized, descriptive prompt and get a very powerful result. And then that prompt can be reused. So for example, I've used this to create a customer persona for yoga teachers and compare and contrast what the different teachers are looking for in Europe and America and Canada, right? It's really cool to see some of the differences. So for example, teachers in Europe are more concerned with being multilingual, or if their content should be multilingual because of the multilingualism across Europe, whereas teachers in Canada and America don't have that concern, right? And there was a bunch of other like technical differences, like who liked webinars more, and which platforms they preferred for doing stuff online as a teacher, and which social media platforms they preferred and stuff. Very interesting. So let's just take a look here. Customer profile, the name is Clara, the relief seeker. She's 42, lives in a major city in Western Europe, marketing manager, earning $60K a year. She values health and well-being, prioritizing taking care of her physical and mental health. And community, she values being part of a supportive group and connecting with others. She appreciates qualified instructors, willing to invest in her health and seek solutions that fit her busy lifestyle. Okay, so low back pain, sciatica, time constraints, balancing work and family. She's unsure about how to modify poses for her specific needs. She's hesitant about cost. She's comfortable spending money, and high upfront could deter her. Time commitment, she's looking for long, frequent sessions. Might not fit her schedule, so maybe shorter classes like 60 minutes and being consistent with it. Feeling self-conscious, joining a large group might make her uncomfortable. And you can see that there's a whole bunch of priorities. So here's the targeted products or services, personalized modifications, online resources, how much she can spend. So there's 500 to 1,000 per year. So I mean, now that you see this, right? This is something I usually talk about, creating your first offer for around $500, because it starts to put you in the space that people take you seriously, right? Class fees, workshops, online memberships, and yoga props. And then there's a whole breakdown of how to market to her, right? So I think, if we said, okay, I'm doing a workshop, create a curriculum outline for a 2-day, 300-pound, we'll just say price, showing how yin relieves sciatica. And here you'll see that, we've got the workshop and we carry it forward and what we're going to cover, right? And so you could then take this and be like, okay, now, create the bullet points for a slideshow about understanding sciatica. Create another slideshow for yin yoga principles, right? And so you use the information it gives you, and then you request more information about the information it just gave you in a specific format. So in this case, creating maybe a worksheet or a summary document that's 1 to 2 pages long, or a set of slides, anything like this, right? We might say, can you reference some material from Bernie Clark or Sarah Powers? And, we take this further and further and further, and you just keep asking ChatGPT to build, or Gemini, to build the next piece of the puzzle for you, And then pretty soon you've got what we have here, which is an understanding of yin and how it applies to splits. We've built a customer persona. We have built a 10-day social media outline, and we've built a 2-day workshop curriculum. So this is extremely powerful. I hope this gives you some inspiration into how amazing these tools can be and the different ways that yoga teachers can use them to carry ideas out from your thought forms into the physical world or the virtual world if you're teaching them online. So this is very in-depth, and there's a lot of great material here. You could then just keep asking, right? Like, how would I market this? How would I email it? How would I do it on social media? How would I write a one-page website? Just go on and on and on and on until you've delivered everything that you're looking to do. So I hope you found this helpful, and if there's any questions you have, feel free to DM me, and we can talk about this further. I'll see you in the next video.